So I wanted to make this video to talk about the future of SnowRunner. And if you guys have seen my first video on RoadCraft, I posed that question because I figured that's what most people were wondering. And towards the end of the video, I answered that question, at least with my opinion, that I thought we would have a Year 5 in SnowRunner. I thought this would be a heavy machinery spinoff, sort of like Expeditions is a scouting spinoff. And we actually have some confirmation of that from people working at Focus and Sabre, so let's get into that. So let's address the biggest question first. Is this going to be SnowRunner 2.0? Or is it just a spin-off? Sorokin said, no, both of these projects are spin-offs, referring to RoadCraft and Expeditions. So if this game is just a spin-off, then does that mean that we are going to be getting a Year 5? And Sorokin replied, it depends on players. If the players will move on to RoadCraft, there is no reason to keep supporting the game, referring to SnowRunner. Sorokin then went on to say, but I have a feeling SnowRunner will be alive for a while. RoadCraft is definitely not a sequel. So somebody asked about the damage system in RoadCraft, if it would be similar to Expeditions and SnowRunner. They said, there will be info on that, but what I will say is that it is not SnowRunner 2. The dev team built the game from the ground up with the new engine, so don't expect SnowRunner features by default. This next comment was in regards to licensing, and somebody had pointed out that the Burlak was the only vehicle that had been licensed in SnowRunner over the last year, and that International and Tatra were the only two licensed in Expeditions over the last year. And the reply to that was, we're not done with licenses, just takes so much time, so we might be seeing some more licensed vehicles. We don't know if this is regards to SnowRunner or Expeditions. So somebody asked, will the weather affect the driving in RoadCraft? They replied, the focus of the game is the heavy construction vehicles, less of a pure driving sim like SnowRunner. RoadCraft is not a sequel, so we're not currently working towards that for this project. So weather will play less of effect in this game, it's more about the construction. So somebody asked if they're going to have bigger vehicles and lots of cargo to deliver, and the answer to that was SnowRunner and Expeditions and RoadCraft are, to us, three very different games, so neither Expeditions nor RoadCraft are supposed to replace SnowRunner. You'll have your transport missions, because why build a road otherwise, but I would not say it's the core focus of the game. Alright, so now we have all of the facts out of the way. Let's get to my opinion and what I think is going to happen with the future of SnowRunner. And if you guys haven't seen my previous video, I'll leave a link to that down below. But what I said there was basically, I think we're going to get a Year 5. And judging by Sorokin's comments, he thinks that both RoadCraft and SnowRunner will be going at the same time as well. I also think by them really stating that this is not a sequel and it is a spin-off, that leaves the door open for a SnowRunner 2.0 or SnowRunner 2 or whatever you'd like to call it in the future. I think we will be getting a SnowRunner 2 at some point. Alright, and now we'll take a look at it from a timeline perspective. So if they're doing a year pass, they're expecting to get a season out every about 3 months. Obviously this isn't always the case, some are longer than others, but we'll just say roughly 3 months. We're looking at probably another month for season 14, probably a couple weeks after that even. But we'll just say end of September, early October. Then you're looking at sometime in January for season 15, and sometime in like April for season 16. So if they were to come out with that other game around April, Expeditions came out at the end of April, early May, depending on if you had the early access to it. But if Sorokin and myself are correct that we think both games will be going at the same time, that would kind of imply that they would have to have a Year 5 pass. Or I guess you could call it something different other than a Year 5 pass, but it sounds like they would have some sort of content being created at the same time RoadCraft is also going. The only other alternative that I kind of see to this is the fact that maybe the seasons take an extra month or two, and then if the release date is in April for RoadCraft, and the release date for season 16 is like August, well then you do have a little bit of overlap, which, would be there's content for both at the same time. And then one last thing to remember is that Sorokin did mention if the players do move over to RoadCraft, there would be no reason to continue development of SnowRunner, so we have to keep that in mind. Another thing that I've stated quite a few times in the comment section is I think you will have to enjoy both the construction part and the SnowRunner off-road driving experience part to enjoy this game. If you only like the delivery of cargo and stuff, you're probably not going to like having to do all the construction stuff. And if you only like doing the construction stuff, you're probably not going to have fun getting stuck in the mud just trying to get your machines there. So I do think it is kind of niche, just like Expeditions was sort of a scout spin-off that I think was very niche. I think this is kind of the same thing. Let me know in the comments down below, do you guys think that you'll be getting the game? And also, what do you think of all the information that you guys have just received? Do you guys think we'll get a Year 5? Do you think we will be getting a SnowRunner 2 or 2.0 or whatever you'd like to call it at some point? But that is my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch another video, there's a random video on screen and another playlist. Please be sure to share the video, like it, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications so you're notified when I upload. And until next time, peace.